Dallas and Boston, Massachusetts. There's a joke in there somewhere. I'm just not clever enough to think of one. See more better with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and tonight I'm going to cut lenses with anti-glare for your RayBan 5228 color 2012, which is the classic tortoise in the 53 eye size. Let me take it out of the bag, the original packaging. The RayBan sends it to me. Of course, your RayBan hard shell clamshell case, RayBan cleaning cloth, and the star of the show, the main attraction. It comes with a little plastic sleeve on the temple to protect the temples from rubbing together during shipping. I'm going to put that on there when I ship to you. Again, this is the RayBan 5228 color 2012, the classic tortoise in the 53 eye size. Of course, it comes in, this is the average, the medium size. It comes in a smaller 50 eye size as well as a 55. Now, it is now available in the larger size of 55 in some colors, but not all. But this frame comes in about 8 to 10 different colors. Hopefully, I'll get them all listed on the website. But until then, if there's a color you've seen that I don't have listed yet, anyone out there watching, email me and I will make it happen. I'm going to pop out your original demo lenses, of which you will receive. You get all the manufacturer's original packaging. I'm going to take your frame and place it into the tracing element of my blocker. I'm going to program the shape into the computer. You are Secret Agent 1281. So years from now, should you ever need new lenses for this frame, I can send them right to your home. You don't have to mail the frame back to me. The little stylus is going to pop up and go around and trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy any genuine, authentic RayBan frame from me, and you will receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or flex dollars from health savings account, you will get reimbursed for this purchase. Now, in just a moment, the shape will pop up onto the computer screen. That is the shape that I'll be cutting. Let me move it on to the next screen. I have to enter your pupillary distance, which is 32.5 for your right eye. The computer starts at 32.5, so that's perfect. I do want to raise the optical center up to 21. I'm going to write that on here, 21. And I'm going to take your lenses. We'll come down here to my Marco 101 lensometer. Your right eye is plano minus 75 at 137. I'm going to put the drum on 0. Let me dial everything in to make sure it is exactly where it's supposed to be. Plano minus 75 at 137. That is good. So I'm going to take the lens out of the packet, put it onto the wheel, rotate until the spherical component, the plano, comes into view. Check your astigmatism correction, which is all of your prescription. I'm going to put 3 dots onto your lenses. Hopefully there's enough ink there. If not, I'll put some more ink on there. Yeah, there is. And I'm going to mark this one R for right. Do the same thing for the left, which is plus a quarter minus 75 at 36. Just checking, 36, and not 136. So I'm going to spin that almost 90 degrees away to 36. Put the power drum on plus a quarter. Take your lens out of the protective sleeve. Rotate until the spherical component comes into view. Check your astigmatism correction, which I'll explain later, but everything is lining up perfectly. And again, we're going to put the 3 dots on your lenses. And let's mark this one. Whoa! Mark this one L for left. Let me darken that one. And if you guys missed any of that, let me recap. Oh, you moan at that, but you'll be telling it tomorrow at work. So let's see, I've already got your pupillary distance. So this is a block, or as I like to call him, Jenny from the block. I don't know why, but my wife's a big J-Lo fan, so I hear that term. But I need to attach 2 double-sided adhesive stickers to that, of which I've got 2 right here. The black side is the sticky side. Now, don't get me wrong, I like J-Lo too. There's something about her I really like, but I just can't put my finger on it. Nor will my wife let me. That's right, honey, I'm talking about you. So I pull the paper away. The black side is the sticky side. On the back there is a magnet that's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the arm. Place that there. The reason why I put those 3 dots on there, it tells me that it's oriented in there just perfectly. So the blue cross is the geometric center of your frame. Your eye is just above that in inset. So there's other 2 dots on the outside tell me that it's oriented in there perfectly. Hit that button, the arm's going to come down and place the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing for the lens that ain't right. Just like me, I ain't right. Pull the paperweight and make the black side sticky. Line up the magnet. Your pupillary distance for your left eye is 33.5. So I'm going to tap the plus button twice because it goes up in 0.5 millimeter increments. Same optical center height. And hit that button. The arm's going to come down and place the block onto the left lens. Now this is the edger. This is what's going to do all the work while I run my mouth. It costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I tell everyone, go out, buy their own, put it on your own kitchen counter. Then you can cut your own lenses at home, and you won't need this guy with the two thumbs and the bad jokes to do it for you. But the wheel, this wheel on the left is a diamond crusted cutting wheel. It's going to grind your lens down until it's the final size. This wheel in the center, that channel, that little valley, that's what's going to put the V-shaped bevel onto the lens, so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. So I'm going to wake up the computer. Secret Agent 1281. These are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high index plastic, or Trivex, I would select that. I'm not going to polish the edge of the lens because it won't be seen anyway. I'm not going to put a safety bevel on the front convex surface of the lens. I'm only going to put a safety bevel on the rear concave surface of the lens. And let's go ahead and put it inside the machine. Press that on there firmly. Now the magnet's going to do its job a second time today. It's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I don't know this machine well enough to call it chuck. Hit the green arrow. The door closes, the clamp shuts. The lens is going to be traced by two wide styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame on the first go around. And you can see as it's tracing the shape of the right lens. Then the old carpenter saying measure twice, cut once is measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel, so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which with your prescription in this frame you'll have none. But it's just a routine procedure it does on every lens. I do cut some very strong prescriptions all day long for free when you buy the frame from me, and it's a little bit more critical on the higher powers. Now if you see light flickering in the background, that is water there to catch the optical sawdust. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic, high-index plastic, and Trivex lenses cut wet, meaning that water sprays onto the lens for the duration of the cutting cycle, but it will only do that for the last 20 seconds for polycarbonate. And as I mentioned, your lenses are made out of polycarb, which are 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are virtually unbreakable. These are high-impact ballistics grade lenses, the same lens material that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones to protect their eyes from shrapnel and flying debris. This is permanent and never needs to be reapplied, unlike lotions, creams, and sprays that need to be reapplied when you're in direct exposure to the sun there in Boston. Now, your lenses are made out of polycarbonate, as I mentioned. They're also aspheric. Aspheric simply means not spherical. A spherical lens is completely round in every direction. It gives you an ugly cosmetic fishbowl appearance. So not only are they thinner and lighter, but the front curvature is also flatter to fit in today's flatter curvature frames for the best cosmetic look possible. Plus it gives you a wider field of view. Now, when you buy glasses from people online, they charge you for the prescription, which is no good. I do that for free. If you want to upgrade to the thinner, lighter weight, safety and impact resistant polycarbonate, they charge you a second time for that, which is no bueno. I do that for free. And then if you want the flatter curvature lenses to give you the widest field possible, they charge you a third time for that, which is triple no bueno. You get that for free every time you buy a frame from me. Now you see the initials AR, which stands for anti-reflective coating. You did upgrade to that. My house anti-glare is $44.99. I also offer a wide variety of Crizal anti-glare coatings. And on my website you can see the prices for that. My house anti-glare for $44.99 is a very, very good one. Don't worry, you're not skimping when you get the house anti-glare. It just does not come with the Crizal cleaning cloth. That's about it. Now the anti-glare is 3 features in one. The first feature is it reduces glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain. But from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead fluorescent lights and such. The second feature goes by initials ARC, which means for anti-reflective coating. So when someone's looking at you, they're not looking at their reflection in your glasses. They see just your eyes. So it makes for much better eye contact. Plus, if someone takes a picture with a flash, you don't see the reflection of the flash. And the most important reason why millennials get it, if you take a selfie, you won't see the camera in your, or the reflection of your camera in your lenses. So in just a moment, I will open this door with my mind. I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. I just can't come up with any new jokes. But in order to melt ice, I just have to stare at it for a couple hours and then it melts. I know, if you guys can think of a funnier joke, email it to me, or I'm sorry, write it down on a $100 bill. Do not email it to me. Write it down on a $100 bill and mail it to me, and I will read your funnier joke on the air. You don't even have to include your your name. I will recognize your handwriting and give you credit. So that popped in. I'm going to flip that over to L. Line up this magnet with the magnet there in the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby. Hit the green arrow again, which is starred in every language. The door closes, the clamp shuts. The lens will be traced by the two white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as it's going around tracing the shape of the left side of the frame. Just like before, it's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which you've got none in here, Dallas. You got no edge thickness whatsoever. That's why I use the thinner, lighter weight lenses. Did I mention they were aspheric? Did I mention they were polycarbonate? So I'm going to use my hand-approved drying method, dry that off, throw that back in the box, put that sticker on top. The collection is growing. It's going to catch up to its bigger brother soon. So we're going to come back down here to the lensometer, spin the fine-tune the axis wheel to 137. We're going to put it in just above that black dot into the viewfinder. And I am going to read 0, which is plano. The unit of measurement in the optical world is called a diopter. It starts at 0, also known as plano, also known as a city in Texas, but for this purpose it means 0. And goes up in quarter increments from there, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, and so on. So you are neither nearsighted or farsighted. Your left eye, you're slightly farsighted by 1 step, the smallest amount you can. Now, so you need no magnification or minification for your right eye. Your prescription is completely astigmatic, meaning that all of the power is in the astigmatism. Most people need some type of magnification or minification to make everything images the correct size. Once it's the correct size, you need 3 steps of astigmatism correction. Uncorrected astigmatism makes 6s and 8s look alike, or the letters P and F. So once it's the correct size, you have 3 steps of astigmatism correction. You have 2 curves on your eye this way, a plano curve this way, a steeper curve this way, and it's how we line up those 2 curves to make everything nice and crisp. And we're going to turn that fine-tune knob to 137. A straight line is 0 to 90 to 180. We're going to pass the 90 meridian and stop just shy of the 145th, which is also known as an oblique meridian. And so let's check that now. 137. We end up at minus 75, 1 tick mark away from 1, going away from 0. A quarter, 50.75, 1. Now your right eye, you do have 1 step of magnification. That's why there is a plus sign. You still have an additional 3 steps of astigmatism correction, but we're going to end up at a combined value of minus 50, starting out at plus a quarter. If you had 25 cents, but then you owed someone 75 cents, you would be 50 cents in the red, and that's where we're going to end up there. Now these first 2 numbers are real values to be concerned with. This last number could be anywhere from 0 to 180. It's actually kind of cool that you're 100 degrees apart. Again, we mentioned that your right eye is at the 137th meridian, your left eye is at the 36th, so you have oblique astigmatism. That's where it's exactly, that's kind of cool. I just like when that happens. No one else does, but I do. Now the frame, the RayBan 5228, and either the 50, 53, or 55 eye size, and regardless of color, sells for $180. The house anti-glare sells for $44.99 for a total of $224.99. So we're going to come down here, take the lens out of the Chuck. Okay, I'm going to start calling you Chuck. Dry everything off. Make sure there's no more optical sawdust around the edge of the lens. Tuck it in at the outside corner, push down the nose, it snaps right in. Take the block off, pull the sticker away to use my hand-approved drying method. Throw that on there. Put that there. We're going to come down here, spin the fine-tune knob back to 36 for the left eye. Put it in above that black dot. read the power, and I am getting +1/4, 1 tick mark into the black. That is a plus. Let's check the astigmatism correction. What do you know? We're at -50, exactly halfway between 0 and 1. So the PD for your right eye is 32.5, for your left 33.5, for a total of 66. I'm going to turn this card around. I'm going to place the PD stick against my thumb on your right lens, and we measure on your left lens. We're getting 66 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. Now this is the portion in every video that as I clean your lenses, I mentioned that when you get these in the mail, and of course there's free shipping anywhere in the US, but when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other, and because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. But I'm going to get them in a standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points, hang on, let me finish cleaning this. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I take mine off and press down on the counter, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. For those of you keeping score at home, I'm wearing the RayBan 2132 New Wayfarer in color 7, 8, 9. But let me put these back on so I can see what I'm doing. We're going to flip these over, press down. There is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do. That neither temple is askew. Check the tension on each spring hinge. That is good. So this is what your lenses and frames look like when done, before and after. Now if you've liked what you've seen, please subscribe to my YouTube channel to see more videos of different frames and different prescriptions. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram as freeprescriptionlenses.com, on Twitter as freerxlenses. If you have any questions, you can email me directly on the Contact Me button on the website, or you can email me directly at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com, or better yet, I mentioned to everyone that you can always leave a question or comment in the comment section below. That way everyone else would be able to learn from your inquisitive nature. Whoever leaves a question there, it may be a question they had not thought of, but can benefit from your inquisitive nature. So again, Dallas in Boston. That's hard to say, but I guess there's no Boston in Dallas. But Dallas and Boston, I hope you enjoyed watching as I cut prescription lenses with the house anti-glare for your RayBan 5228 color 2012, which is the classic tortoise and the 53 eye size. And everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.